Now you, the viewer, may be wondering, why is Gia in her school uniform when there's no classes? The simple answer to that is because I kinda miss having classes and having human interaction. And learning? Hi my dudes, it's me, Gia again, and welcome to another episode of Gia Does Things That She Commonly Does Outside, except she's trying to do them indoors now. I know, it's kinda sad. So today I woke up and I thought, hey, I kinda miss going to school and wearing my uniform. Yes, in the Philippines, universities have uniforms, most of them do. I study at Far Eastern University, Manila, and my major is communication. So all of us are required to wear uniforms with the institute logo, and sometimes we wear this kind of uniform or the other uniform. I haven't worn this uniform for about 5 months because I heavily prefer the other uniform, but since I guess I'm not gonna be able to get a chance to wear this uniform again, I decided on wearing this one for the video. I don't know if you can relate, but do you sometimes miss going around your campus with your friends, eating the stuff that you commonly eat with them, or stressing about this subject and these requirements? Because personally, I do. These past few months, I've also been craving jjajangmyeon, so I thought, hey, why not take a virtual tour of my campus while eating jjajangmyeon? Genius, right? So you've got jjajangmyeon and mandu, which I got from Jenny's Korean Pantry on Instagram. I'll link it down below because I know a lot of my friends are still looking for jjajangmyeon delivery that's affordable and can reach wherever they are. So before the noodles get soggy, oh no, they already are soggy, oh no. Initial thoughts is that they used spaghetti noodles instead of egg noodles, but I guess that's better since it's gonna get soggy if you use egg noodles. I haven't tried this, actually. I haven't. This is the first time I'm gonna try Korean delivery food in the Philippines. I am a jjajangmyeon aficionado. I eat jjajangmyeon so much. I used to eat jjajangmyeon so much when I was in Korea, but now I kind of laid off on the jjajangmyeon since I can't find anything authentic in the Philippines. So now that that's mixed, and I don't dip anything into my mandu, especially if it's fried. So let's get my phone and let's get started. Shout out to Thumbs Up for the lanyard. I was only using it for half a semester and I didn't know that I wouldn't be able to use it anymore. But it's cool. Where do I start? I think the best place to start is the gate that I commonly go in and out of. It's called Gate 3. Let me just get a taste of this. It's good for budget mandu. I got mandu because they didn't have tangsuyuk, and I generally like tangsuyuk with my jjajangmyeon, but since I gotta work with what I have. The first gate that I commonly go in and out of is either Gate 4 or Gate 2. Gate 2 is the one that you see on it's actually the front, but no one treats it like the front because not a lot of cars or public transportation can get you there since it's like smack in the middle of an underpass. So we all use Gate 4 or Gate 3 depending on where we get off. I have a lot of memories regarding this gate. I was running late for a prelim exam for a subject that I was sure that I would never pass, but I did, spoiler alert. And the guard decided that it was a great day to point out my uniform, which was never really pointed out before since the university never published like a proper dress code for our NSTP uniforms. I was wearing a long skirt then, so like I was almost sure that they would let me in, but then the guard said no, you can't, and I couldn't go home because Going home would take like 2 hours and 30 minutes just to do, and that would mean I would have to skip out on my prelims. Tastes like oatmeal. Well, so getting back to the story, I fainted because I was hyperventilating so much because I didn't want to miss this. So in the end, they let me in because they had to take me to the nurse's office, and I was late for my exam for about 30 minutes, so I had to rest. I arrived 30 minutes early, so I spent a total of an hour inside our nurse's office. Let me just take another bite of the jjajangmyeon. You know what? What's weird about this jjajangmyeon is it tastes like Milo. And it looks like Milo, so I'm like, did they put chocolate sauce in this? I like the mandu better though. The next stop on the tour is the admissions building. It's commonly called admissions building, but it's like the building where most of our computer labs are. So I spent a good semester here learning how to edit videos. I already know how to edit videos since I came from 2 universities prior. The first is University of Santo Tomas, where I studied AB Political Science, and the second one is De La Salle College of St. Benilde, where I studied AB Multimedia Arts. So there's the background of how I already know how to edit. That class was wild. The professor that I enrolled in never really came to class, so in the whole semester we only met like 3 times, and because of that, he just gave us an all pass because what would he grade? He wasn't there. The next building is the chapel. Well, the chapel, I don't have many memories of the chapel because I'm agnostic and I don't go to church. The FEU chapel is the venue of most of our photo shoots in my summer term of second year. Most of us would use the flowers in front of the chapel for backgrounds, or we would go behind the chapel because there was this really well-lit place with a lot of industrial feel to it. So most of our organization display pictures and plates would be shot there because the light was so good, and the contrast between the background and the subject was really highlighted because of the colors and how perfectly built it was for a portrait shot. The next building, it's not a building, but it's a very iconic spot in FEU. It's the Freedom Park. Most people go there to talk or to wait for their friends, or sometimes, since I'm a member of a music organization called FEU Sessionistas, most of us would go down and we would sing or play the guitar there because it's a free space and everyone can like just hang out there. There's actually this kind of like chessboard in the middle of some of the benches, or like the concrete slabs that serve as seats, and sometimes people would actually play chess there with their own like cardboard chess pieces, and it's so cute. It's like a really big mesh of whatever interests FEU students have. And this brings us to my home building, the Arts Building. The Arts Building is the host to many, many memorable and traumatic events for me. One is it's the first time that I had a panic attack inside a class. And 2, I spent most of my time in university at the communication department's conference room, which is coincidentally the Communication Society's office per se. I think a huge part of me is really attached to the Arts Building because it's so friendly, the vibe inside. You would just have to walk through the halls and then you would be able to spot like so many friends, even if they're from your lower batch or if they're from your higher batch. And I think the spirit of communication majors is heavily embodied in the second floor of the Arts Building because it's like it's home to most of us, and most of our greatest moments are spent there. Our thesis defense is spent there, our TV productions there, our cinema is there, So these are the things that I kind of hold dear to my college journey, because these were the things that I really excelled in. And that's why the arts building is one of my favorite buildings. So let's move on to my least favorite building, but it's still kind of memorable. The ARH building. ARH actually stands for Alfredo Reyes Hall, and this is the Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Did I get that right? ITHM's home building. It's directly connected to the arts building by a bridge on the 4th floor of both buildings. So sometimes when I was still taking my minors, they would be held in the ARH building. The problem with the ARH building is it's the first building to have been renovated in the whole of the campus. So this was, I think, renovated in 2010. Well, I don't know, I'm not sure, but it was renovated way before I was even in college. So now it kind of looks really dark and really outdated. This is the building that you would so easily get lost in, because there are so many paths and they're not clearly marked where you're supposed to go. There's this one stairs that goes around the middle of the building, and then when you get to the 2nd floor, that's when chaos starts, because it transforms into a totally different building, from the classrooms from the 3rd floor and up to like this hotel setup and cafe on the 1st and 2nd floor, and then you would lose where you're supposed to go. I got lost so much in my first year in FEU in that building, because most of my subjects were there, and I had such bad sense of direction that I would mistakenly stumble myself inside a cooking classroom, and they would all look at me and see that my uniform was for another course, and I would feel like a big fucking alien. And that's where I conclude my campus tour. Compared to other students, my college life was really rocky, because I had to transfer twice. I think the best decision that I made for myself is transferring to FEU, because I found what I really wanted to do there. I used to really feel bad about it, that I was behind my batchmates in graduating. Technically, all of my batchmates would be graduating their master's or law degrees now, and I'm still in my bachelor's. But after a while, after thinking about it for a while, I think I'd rather be delayed like this than be stuck in a major that I don't really like. I guess it worked out in the end. I'm here. I'm about to graduate. I just need to complete my internship, which is coming this summer. So if you like this video and you want to hear more about my college journey, then hit like, click subscribe, and comment down below. Also, if you want to see more videos from me, don't forget to turn on notifications for my videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you guys next time. Bye!